So tomorrow is the new moon in Taurus, and that means it's time for a new dream and moon mantra. So this is essentially what this is I go into the dream world and I ask Spirit, what is the dream mantra and what are the dream oracle messages for you for this upcoming lunar cycle? So they are energies that you can tune into, reflections that you can tune into to support you during this whole lunar cycle that we're moving into. So it's something that you can use for the entire lunar cycle or a portion of the lunar cycle. It's just whatever resonates best with you. And so these are some messages, and then I will share the mantra. And the mantra is something that you can write down. You can have it pop up on your phone as like a screensaver or an alarm, or you can just write it on a Post-it note and stick it beside your bed, or reflect on it in the morning. It's literally how you feel called to work with it is perfect for you. So I like to write these on a Post-it note and just put them beside my bed on my bedside table and just kind of reflect on them and reflect on the mantra and then just go to sleep. So it's nothing that you need to consciously do in the dream world or while you're sleeping, but just know that these energies are supporting you and you're kind of moving through digesting some of these messages. And then of course, if you want to more consciously work on these the messages and really fully integrate them into your life, there's different reflections that you can do, in your dream journal or your regular journal or what have you. So use it how you feel called. So I'm going to share little bits of the dream, the messages, and then the mantra. So it was interesting. All of these dreams happened on one night and they all really flowed and tied together. So in this dream, I was running late and I needed to get to this movie. It was just a movie in my dream. I needed to go to like this movie theater. And as I was going there, the vehicle in which I was traveling in kept shifting. It shifted from a car to a motorcycle to a bicycle to me walking and running. So it was like many different modes of transportation. And it was interesting because I arrived at the destination and then realized that the movie was over. And essentially what that part of the dream was about was, sometimes we think we're late, but we're really just on time. And this isn't necessarily to like going to a movie. I'm not speaking about that, but it's just like, we have certain desires in our life to be at certain points in our life. Like we have certain goals and milestones, and oftentimes we don't meet those milestones. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And what Spirit is saying is you are arriving at the perfect time. You're not late. You didn't miss anything. It is all good. And so don't stress, don't beat yourself up for like not being at a certain point in your life or accomplish a certain thing by a time that you set out for, because the universe has its own timing and everything works out perfectly. Another piece of this was that how we think we're going to get there might shift. So just like I was traveling and I kept thinking, okay, well, I'm driving a car. I have to get there via a car. And then it was like, no, now I'm on a motorcycle. Now I'm on a bicycle. Now I'm using my legs and walking and running. And so like how we think we're going to get there, we have these ideas, yet be open and be flexible to the how you get to your end destination or that milestone or whatever. Allow the flexibility of that to shift. We have these great ideas, yet the universe has a better plan and a better idea. The universe, it reminds me of this quote or this saying, the universe doesn't give you what you want. The universe always gives you what you need. And we think we want something and we need it a certain way, but the universe and Spirit has another plan. And I know personally from my life, it's always been way more magical and way more, streamlined and efficient when I just allow the universe to do its thing and like everything falls into place. So that was part of the message. There was this other small piece that really stood out in the dream where a friend of mine, this is a friend of mine from like elementary school, and I grew up with her. And she had come up to me in the dream and was like, hey, I need this ticket. Do you have like an extra ticket? And I was like, no, I don't have this ticket. And then I remembered in my dream, oh yes, I do have this ticket. And I reached into my purse and I gave her this ticket. And by giving her this ticket, it literally helped her bypass like going around this whole long, anyway, rigmarole to get to where she needed to get to. So it was like super helpful for her. And it seems super irrelevant. But it just really stood out in the dream. And what really stood out about it was this feeling of, okay, you might have something that you would just throw out that isn't meaningful to you anymore. And somebody else needs that, whether that is wisdom, whether that is actually like a physical object, what have you. So just kind of be aware if someone is asking for help or support, and it might seem like at first you can't offer that. Truth is, take another moment and just be like, how can I support this person? Because you have something that somebody can use and it can significantly help them. It was just a small part of the dream that really stood out, so I really wanted to share that message as well. What else? Okay, there was this other part of the dream where I was flying in these planes, and I kept practicing like taking off and landing and taking off and landing. And what was really clear about this, and what Spirit was like pointing out in this dream, was that it's easier than you think. Like, you are ready to take off. This is like the main message. So everything that I've shared in this message so far really leads up to this. And like everything in your life leads up to this moment where it's like, okay, you are ready. You have the tools, you have the wisdom, you have the skills to take that next step. Flying a plane seems really difficult. Taking whatever next step in your life to get to your goal or whatever it is that you want to create or manifest in your life might feel really difficult and really complicated, just like flying a plane would. But in actuality, you have all the skills, you have all the tools and the wisdom and the knowledge to take off. So whatever that means for you in your life, know that you are ready and the time is now to take that action. And it will be easier than your ego mind thinks is going to be. And so just trust and allow that to just flow for you, because it will. And don't worry about, if I take off now, what about the landing? Like, what about the next step? Spirit was like, don't worry about that. The wisdom and the guidance and the skills and tools will come at that time. That is not what you need to worry about now, because I know sometimes for myself personally, I won't start something, or I will have this fear come up around starting something because I can see the first step, but I don't know the second, third, or fourth. And it's like, don't let those next steps stop you. Focus on the now, focus on this next step that you are ready to take, and take it. And trust that the guidance and the wisdom and whatever you need to take the sequential steps afterwards will be given to you. So just, you're ready to take off. And there was also this other part of a dream where I was eating, I came across this candy. And it was my favorite candy when I was a child. It was those fizzy Coke bottles that were like kind of fizzy sour Coke bottles. And they were like my absolute favorite. And I came across in my dream like this jumbo one. And it was just so good. And it just was really all about nostalgia. And the elements of like childhood sweetness. And I don't know if it's like, it's like an invitation to reflect on that, or just like, I don't know, there was like this nostalgic piece that Spirit wanted to share. And it's almost like that's available now. That sweetness is available now. And another thing too, what really kind of came out of that message was, there's all this talk about being in the now, and being in the now is great. And I talk a lot about that, and I try and be in the now versus the future or the past. And at the same time, like these sweetnesses these childhood memories or past memories and experiences that were so joyful and beautiful and just like full of that moment. There's nothing wrong with like nostalgia and reflecting on those, because that actually helps shift the vibration in our body into that state in this now moment. And so there's this connection from, you know, these past memories into this now moment. And so there's something about like bringing that energy into this now moment. So it's like, okay, there's the past, and you know, people talk about, and I've even said like, don't focus on the past, but it's you can also use it as a tool to bring you into the now moment on a vibrational energetic standpoint, because we remember energetically what that feels like, what that sweetness feels like, with those beautiful memories with friends or family, or playing in your backyard when you were a kid, whatever it is for you, we remember those sweetnesses in those moments. And so there's a reminder to like connect in with that energy. So even if you go back in your mind and you recall these experiences that you had that make your body energetically and vibrationally feel that in this now moment, that's a beautiful little practice. So those were all the messages. There was a lot of messages this time. Yeah, I really liked the messages in here. They resonated a lot for me. Let me know how they resonate for you. And of course, feel free to share this in your stories or with friends. You can tag them below if you think that these messages would resonate for them. The mantra, I will also put it in the comments or the caption below. So you have that, so it's easy to kind of copy for yourself. So the mantra is, I'm ready to take off, and it's easier to do than I think. I have all the skills and wisdom I need for the next step on my journey to unfold easily before me. I will repeat that. I am ready to take off, and it's easier to do than I think. I have all the skills and wisdom I need for the next step on my journey to unfold easily before me. So write that out on a Post-it note and have that, stick it on your mirror so you see it in the morning before you go to sleep. Put it beside your bed table, your nightstand, and just focus on it before you go to sleep. You can use this mantra for as long or as little as you like. The intention from Spirit is to use this for this whole lunar cycle that we are stepping into tomorrow, to support you with the energies that are available for you. They're available for you all time. So even if you're coming to this video at a later date, it just means that it's the perfect time for you to work with this mantra. What else did I want to say? I can't remember. Wasn't important then. So with that said, thank you so much for watching. And if you are interested in understanding what your dreams mean, make sure you grab my free dream interpretation and recall guide. The link is below if you're watching this on YouTube, and it's in my bio if you're watching this on Instagram. So with that said, I wish you a magical day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.